A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
An empty plastic bottle would give you 50 cents. A soda can, 60 cents. A used food container, 80. Wondering why I know this? Because that's my job. I am a trash picker at my school.
Harry, the trash prince is on a roll today. And how is your trashy affair with Bella coming? She lets you kiss her with that stink?
Their words don't bother me. They don't know why I do what I do. And my secret. I edge close to my class when I hear Bella and her friend talking.
You can't be serious, Bella. You want me to break up with him for you?
I would do it myself if his poverty didn't give me the creeps.
You are unbelievable.
I come face to face with Bella's friend. She knew I heard the conversation and couldn't meet my eyes. She hands me the new phone I bought for Bella and walks away. I saved for months to buy her this phone. I walk down the empty corridor with a heavy heart, pick the phone out of the box, slip my SIM in, and switch it on. When... Harry Parker, you have passed the poverty test? You are now the heir to Parker family's billions worth of assets?
If Harry is a billionaire, why does he work as a trash picker? What is his big secret? Why did he not reveal his billionaire status to Bella? To know more, listen to the audio series Destiny Reloaded, only on Pocket FM.
Presentation. Welcome back here to Turn 200. It's Mission O time once again. Welcome back for those of you who were just hanging out with us at Charlotte. We're back at Charlotte, but this time a lot less turns. Only 4 turns this time. Technically 6 turns, but who counts the quad oval as 2 turns?
Not me.
Not Charlotte. Humpy Wheeler didn't, that's for sure. So that's we're here for the 4th time here with Mission O, and it's our first mile and a half. We've had 2 kind of super speedways. Short track last time out at Phoenix was interesting, but here at the mile and a half, we're getting ready to do it at Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. We've kind of been talking about when we go to a mile and a half, what will it be like? How much, like, super speedway style will it be, if at all? I don't know. It's going to be something to watch. I'm excited for it.
I think with the tires the way they are on this car, I mean, we have 2 pretty difficult mile and a half ovals to manage tires at on the schedule this season. Charlotte in particular. I'm terrible at saving tires here. And Homestead is probably my 2nd worst track. And that's what closes out the season here. So, lot to learn here for these drivers, as it's the first time, according to Sim Racer Hub, that anybody's tried this car track combo. So, this will be interesting, to say the least. We're going to have a 7-minute heat race to kick things off. And qualifying sees James Watson, the Daytona winner, on the pole here with a 28.5. An excellent lap for him. AJ Coley, the 2nd place finisher from Phoenix last time out, will be on the front row with James Watson. Henk-Jan Stennecker and Georgie Trepsik then on row number 2. JJ Wang and Sean Begley on the third row. Amy Grimmie and Rebecca David on row 4. And Roald de Mulder is going to round out your 9-driver field here. We usually get a couple more than this, but F1 happening right now, of course. We're just happy to have a race at all. I set up the weather in time for this race to be a little funky on purpose. So it is, I think it's about 4 in the morning right now, according to the sim. The sun should come up right before the feature race begins. But Matt, what are our track conditions here?
Yeah, time's moving pretty quick here. It's nearly 5 o'clock in the morning, but you're right. I think the sun is definitely going to end up coming up pretty well and good at some point. 69 degrees on the track temperature right now, but like I said, should be rising. Very minimal amount of wind, so shouldn't be a problem for the drivers as far as that goes. Really, the only thing they got to worry about is their tires sticking to the racetrack and not hitting anybody around them, and that should not be that easy of a task, probably.
So it's a problem on the super speedways for the feature race. Of course, the feature race double length from our short heat race here. But on the super speedways, these drivers, if it happens to go green to checker, they will have to save a little bit of battery. It's a question of how well they're going to get along here at Charlotte, whether or not they're going to have to save some battery in the feature race. My guess is that they're going to save enough. These tires are going to be killed by maybe even the halfway mark of this feature race a little bit later. I guess we'll know how killed the tires are here after the heat race.
Yeah, I kind of remember I mean, obviously this is a different kind of racetrack, so I remember the drivers not thinking that the tires really, I guess, wore that much, but obviously the heat's going to be a problem, like we always talk about with the Mission R on the road courses, so that's definitely something you got to worry about. I don't remember them really necessarily being worried about tire wear per se, but I don't know. This is going to be a totally different beast here, so this might be one of those things to look at.
Tire wear going to be a little more generous than it was at Phoenix, I think, last time out. It was pretty difficult there. But who knows where we're going to fall on that scale? The only way to know is to just go out and do it. That's what we're about to do here. James Watson and AJ Coley have had success here this season. Now they share the front row for the heat race at Charlotte. We're underway. Coley falls into line. Henk-Jan Stennecker in third. JJ Wang battling for fourth. That's Georgie Trepsik on his outside. A little bit of door banging there.
Yeah, Wang just about washed up the racetrack there a little bit. And here comes AJ Collier rumbling up the inside here. Might be able to clear Watson.
And JJ Wang over the radio says, "Oh my God, holy understeer." That's lap 1 in the books. Coley across the line. Whoa, and there's some understeer.
Yeah, Stennecker and Trepsik got together a little bit there. Yeah, I think
Watson
entering on the bottom probably going to be pretty difficult.
To your point there, Watson running the middle, able to hang tough here with Coley. AJ trying to get clear and will.
I think there's going to be a little bit of some built-in battery saving there for the feature race, just having to maybe lift a tad on entry into the corners a little bit later on in the race probably. Coley able to clear Watson if he wanted to clear Watson, but decides to stick down there to the bottom, and now Stennecker's pulled up next to the 39.
Oh, there was a big shot. That was Trepsik that got hit, I think, by Amy Grimmie. Not 100% sure. There was definitely contact, though. That could have been bad. I thought we'd be a little more spread out by this point.
That's a little bit pack style right now. Oh, boy, that was close. Grimmie just about washed up the racetrack into Trepsik.
Watson, the pole sitter, going the wrong direction. We
and then contact with Watson.
Boy. We do have a full field invert coming up, so Watson may cut his losses here and just go to the back.
AJ got underneath the apron a little bit there on entry into one.
There is some grip. Oh, boy, that was a
boy.
He's off the track.
Oh, we're 3
That's
wide.
going to mix things up. That's I think Steneker around the top side. No, that's Amy Grimmy around the top side who's looking to take advantage.
And
oh, my gosh.
Steneker was right there in the middle, now pulls behind J.J. Wang. And Watson nearly got up into the wall through turns 3 and 4, had to enter super high when they went 3 wide, but was able to hang onto it. Oh, man, Wang really
there goes one.
with it. And that is
Davin around.
Davin.
Trying to save these tires now. There is some grip to be found on that point.
Watson,
oh, boy.
Watson knocks down the outside wall there. I don't know if there was actual contact between him and Wang, but either a netcode or a reaction for sure.
One fast repair for each driver in both races. Of course, not a lot of time to be taking it here. We'll expect cautions in the feature if we need them, and with racing like this, we may very well need them.
Here's a look from the cockpit of Sean Begley. Oh, there's contact! Big incident!
Oh, my.
Wow, JJ gets through. Begley just about got through all of it, but ended up getting tagged right at the end. Coley, Trepsick, and Steneker are the only remaining drivers here, pretty much. I think Rolda Mulder is still back there, but a long ways back, is going to have to settle for that position. Unless something happens between the top 3. Still plenty of time left.
Yeah, plenty of time here. 2.5 minutes. And Trepsick and Steneker are kind of working together a little bit, but they are definitely catching AJ Coley here.
Oh, wow, yeah, catching him in a hurry, and Steneker just about got to the right rear of Trepsick. Could have turned Trepsick right up into the wall.
The driver that has won the heats has won the feature in every event thus far this season.
Which with an invert is just absolutely wild.
Yes.
Oh, there goes Steneker.
Steneker up off the bottom into the side of AJ Coley. Now it's just Coley and Trepsick, and there goes AJ Coley. Trepsick is the only survivor. Oh, my.
Steneker drifted up the racetrack just a bit and got into the side of Trepsick, and it was enough to get the front end really out of shape and loose, and that's what put Steneker around. And you can see there's Steneker right there. Oh, boy, and then the incident for Coley was kind of a reaction to Trepsick getting really loose and just tried to make a big lunge to the inside, and the car just got loose on him. Now Rolda Mulder, who has just been sitting back here, finds himself in second. Now Davin, AJ Coley, and Henke on Steneker are all together here for position with damaged vehicles.
Got a lot of discussion over the radio about these are open setup races, fully open setup. Not a whole lot you could do to change setups on this car, but a lot of discussion about moving around the front and rear ARB settings on this, and the car not driving as expected. Comfortable lead for Georgie Trepsick.
Oh, there goes one around. Coley and
That's-
Davin were side by side. Davin's going to get collected.
Across the line with 2 seconds left to go, Georgie Trepsick takes the white flag.
My goodness.
Yeah, we get to double the length and do it again here.
I don't know if we're gonna survive.
Yeah. Should be interesting.
These drivers are gonna have to be careful. I think if it were me out there, I'd be taking the roll to Milder strategy.
Georgie Trepsick to the stripe, and Trepsick will win here for Mission O, the heat race. Nicely done. Roll to Mulder in P2. And despite the hard impact there, AJ Cully will finish in third, Hank Stennecker in fourth. Rebecca Davin trying to get to the line with a meatball flag.
Just wall riding this thing to the very end.
The tourist Chastain. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this race. We may have to do this on the Legends Oval next season.
Oh, goodness. That is asking for disaster.
And this isn't?
I don't know which one's better, but I don't think the Legends Oval's the answer.
Well, nicely done for Georgie Trepsick. The sun is coming up. It looks a little bit like Silent Hill out here in Charlotte, USA. But it's time to get after it now with a full field invert. It will be a double pole sitting for James Watson here. He'll roll off from the lead. It will be Amy Grimmie now to his outside. J.J. Wang and Sean Bagley on row 2. Rebecca Davin and Hank Jan Stennecker on row 3. AJ Cully, Roald Zumulder, and Georgie Trepsick then. The rest of the starting lineup. Boy, oh boy. What do we expect here? Do we expect now? We know that the setup's a little sensitive, that these tire temperatures are coming into play. The sun is coming up as well. May marginally increase this track temperature, although it looks really foggy for some reason, which I specifically asked for no fog, but whatever. Regardless, I mean, how much do we change our driving style here?
Look, it's a hosted race. Incident points don't matter. We're out here to have fun. I don't expect the driving to change one single bit from the heat race to the feature. That's my take.
Plus a fast repair.
Plus a fast repair. You give anybody one of those, and it's gonna get dicey.
Cautions will come into play here as well. And it looks like from the stream you could see through the fog a little bit better than I can through the blimp camp, which is nice.
On the track statistics, it does say clear, but obviously not. It's not clear.
Well, I even have an option that asks if you want fog or not. If you check no, and it's still foggy. A morning haze, if you will.
Things we ask every day. I wish I could choose no fog and no rain in my regular life.
On my race days and the weekends when there's a 20% chance of rain and drive 2 hours to the racetrack and it starts raining. One of those check boxes.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you would like to have because that determines whether you get paid or not. So.
Yep, it sure does. Well, we'll try this again. This time for 14 minutes, and cautions will appear if they are deemed necessary. Pace car is off. It's James Watson back up front, this time with Amy Grimmie on the outside. And we are underway here for the feature at Charlotte, Mission O. Good getaway for Watson. Here's J.J. Wang to the inside of Amy Grimmie. 4 seconds, and Wang is clear.
Curious if Watson is going to elect to just stick to that bottom rather than the top side. Got kind of beat at his own game, sticking to the middle of the racetrack. So I would think maybe would want to change up where he runs here and has stuck to the bottom here for now. J.J. Wang in tow. Does seem to be a little bit more calm here early on. Not a lot of double wide. Everybody kind of getting single file there on the bottom for right now. I can't believe I've been proven wrong once again.
Well, it could all change here in the drop of a hat.
normally would say that they are going to calm down, but I've been wrong almost every time, so I thought I'd say the opposite, and, well, they're single file for right now. Not anymore, though. AJ Colley and Rebecca Davin getting after it, but not sure that that's not just Davin kind of going to the top and wanting to take it easy a little bit here.
JJ Wang is right on his team boss, James Watson's rear attenuator there as Davin was trying to sneak into line.
Yeah, Davin's just wanting to drop down to the bottom and get out of the mess, I think, but hasn't really found an opportunity to get back in.
AJ Coley, Sean Begley now are all nose to tail, the top four, and Mekhi Gunsteneker in this mix here as well.
So they've all taken the Toyota team orders route and have gotten single file laying back, but we know what happens when the Toyotas take team orders.
Oof.
They implode. Or explode, whichever one you'd like.
They spinally compress.
Submarine at the bottom of the ocean.
Yep. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
I got nothing. I'm plumb out.
When we do these goofy races, it makes us goofy as well, I guess. Or
Yep.
at least me.
I think that's fair. Got a little bit of movement back there. That's, I think
Grimmy.
Grimmy, yeah.
But
trying that top side again.
Yeah, now, if they're kind of laying back a little bit, Grimmy could make up quite a few positions, but also might force everybody to start driving a little bit more aggressively here.
AJ Coley seems to be having some trouble rolling the middle right now. He's losing some time up to JJ Wang.
In the heat race, that top side really didn't work too well, especially as we kind of went along. But if some of the drivers are trying to take it easy on the tires, might be able to make up some positions. Looks like some bump drafting happening here.
A little bit of bump drafting and underneath them.
No! Coley gets turned right up into the wall.
That will be a caution.
Davin in the middle of it. I think Grimmy was up there on the top side. I don't know. I think there's some damage to the front of Grimmy's car as well.
Coley will have to come in and take a fast repair, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely some contact to the front of the 269. And the front of that car is not saying booyaka booyaka. While we're under caution, let's go ahead and take a look at the incident. I'm going to back it up a little bit more here because this really started developing farther back. That outside lane got stacked up a little bit. Remy's there in the mostly black car and is going to try and attempt, I think, to bump draft with Coley, but caught him in a bad spot. They were still in the turn here when Grimmy made contact with the 45. Nothing malicious, might I add. But Grimmy just kind of caught him there in the corner, not the best place to catch him, and kind of got loose, ended up trying to go to the outside, and I think make some contact with the outside wall there, and then just tries to pull it off, and I think was going to try and tuck back in behind Coley, but Coley was not clear of Grimmy, unfortunately. So Coley going to get turned up into the outside wall, and then Rebecca Davin is just there to get collected there on the top side. And boy, does that look like a super speedway style incident right there.
Certainly does.
Just catching the draft and getting to somebody at the wrong place on the racetrack causes a little bit of a chain reaction.
Well, we are doubling up here for a restart. Little quickie caution. AJ Coley's taking his fast repair. Everybody is back out. A little bit of battery save. Pace truck is off. We'll be back underway here with James Watson up front. That nice orderly line that these top 5 or so had going on. Oh, they've got to figure that out again as JJ Wang is getting hung out up top.
Yeah, Trepsick and Steneker just about made contact as well. Steneker going to pull in behind Trepsick to get past JJ Wang, though. So Trepsick trying to win both races again here at Charlotte, just as has been done every other week by somebody. And does himself quite a few favors there on the restart. Takes advantage of it. The intensity is going to be at an all-time high right now.
I'd say so. Especially the longer we kind of sit here and wait to make stuff happen, it's only going to serve to ramp up the intensity here with closing minutes of this race.
Begley's pulled right up to Watson, maybe thinking about going to the outside, but kind of has been learning, paying attention that it doesn't really work through the corner, so decides to go ahead and tuck in.
These cars are bouncing all over the place, and that's only going to heat up this right rear tire. Which, right as that crash was happening, Georgie Trepsick kind of had to make a little bit of a save. So, I mean, these guys were starting to feel the effects of some tire wear, or some tire temperature, rather. Now we're going to have to try and manage it all with the clock ticking away here. Under 6 minutes to go.
Trepsick struggling with washing up the racetrack and has put himself in a pretty bad position. Steneker's gotten underneath, and JJ Wang not quite close enough. Trepsick is going to be able to pull back down, but loses a position. Oh, Bagley's around! Contact with Steneker, JJ Wang. Trepsick involved as well.
Yikes.
A lot of other cars had to slow way down in order to not make contact with anybody.
That was pretty tough.
Yeah, that was Begley just pushing it really hard through the corner and just lost the rear end.
Well, Hank Down Steneker's going to have a tough time getting to pit road. That car sounds like it's pushing some really high RPMs and not really moving anywhere. So he's got some pretty damaged tires, as you would imagine.
Here's a look at the incident. Begley was tucked up right underneath of Watson when they entered the corner, really close. Sure did not help Begley through this corner. Begley kind of drifts a little up high, and as soon as he tries to move the wheel farther to the left, you can see the rear end just kick right out. He tries to ride it for a little bit, but it's just too late. Once it happens in this car, it's going. Really not anything you can do about it. Steneker tried to get slowed down and make a evasive maneuver, but Trepsick got into him, and then JJ Wang trying to get slowed down, spun out as well. See everybody going below the line there to try and keep away from Begley. A couple had to go high. JJ Wang comes up across the racetrack after his spin as well and gives a little touch to the outside wall. Well,
yep.
This is gonna happen.
Top 3 stayed out, and one of them was not James Watson. Watson not involved in that accident, but gives up the lead. And that puts AJ Coley, Roald DeMulder, and Rebecca David now for second and third. And Gunsteneker made it around to pit road, took his fast repair, is coming back out. So we should still have the full field getting ready for a restart with what will just be about a minute and 15 seconds left to go. So really 3 laps to go when we come back to the stripe.
Yeah, there's not going to be much time to try and make the moves that you need to make. And that's a recipe.
Yeah.
For what? We're going to find out. But I think most of us probably know.
I think these drivers know as well. So are you in offense mode or are you in total survival mode here? Knowing what may well be landing right in your lap here momentarily.
I think it depends on where you're at. I think if you're in the top 5, you just go, and see if you can get to the front. Because, if you get to the front row, chances are something's going to happen behind you, and you might survive it. But if you're kind of in the back half of the field here, I might give yourself a little distance because something's coming. And it's
so presumably...
likely a car coming at you at a very high rate of speed.
So presumably 4th on back at fresh tires. Top 3 have stayed out. AJ Coley did get fresh tires a little bit ago when he took fast repair. It's all to play for here. 3 laps to go.
Oh, really bad restart for DeMilder there on the outside. Watson going to get right through. Oh, there's contact between DeMilder and I think that was David. Meanwhile, Watson and Coley out front side by side. And Watson seems to be able to use the tires to his advantage. There's contact. J.J. Wang to Milder make huge contact.
That was a shot right there. More behind them.
Wow, I can't believe nobody got spun out right there.
Yeah, good saves all around. Some netcode bouncing some folks around. It's Watson leading Bagley. Coley now slipped back to 3rd. And this will be the white flag.
Bagley took tires last time around as well.
J.J. Wang up here. Georgie Trepsick, crucially, back here in 5th. Lying in wait to see what is about to happen here down the backstretch for the final time.
Oh, Bagley might get boxed. Contact!
Coley is sent spinning. Here's Trepsick closing up. Bagley looking for an opportunity. Through the quad oval. Some contact behind James Watson, who's going to win it. Oh, my.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Trepsick, no. Georgie Trepsick.
Get the helicopter.
Oh, he was the helicopter. Oh, my. Well, the trend has been broken. James Watson, the first driver to win a race without winning the heat. It's his 2nd Mission O victory of the 4 events we've had this season. This was a wild one. And I don't know what else to say about this one.
I hope that the drivers had fun. I think they did. It looked like it was fun, but you never know sometimes.
Certainly not. Well, I think, why don't we take a look at that last lap here before we talk to any of our podium finishers that roll into booth 200.
I would love to. Well, of course it doesn't give flags, so... Let's see where we can get here. This is Begley and Coley side by side. Coley's going to end up going around here a little bit later on. I think this may be coming to the white flag. Yeah, and Coley was trying to get to the outside, washed up the racetrack a bit. I thought Begley might get boxed in by Coley, but did not happen. Coley ends up making contact here with JJ Wang. I think just got loose off of turn 2 and got down into JJ. I don't know how JJ was able to keep it going straight, but somehow was. Trepsic is going to be the benefactor of getting underneath of JJ as a result of the incident. And Trepsic and JJ tried to go underneath the blue and white line here at the end. Just didn't quite have that run. And Begley didn't try to pull out to the outside of Watson either. Just kind of bumped him across the line. So, but a good dash to the finish there. And then, of course, we're going to watch Trepsic just
Well, yeah, have to.
go for a hell of a ride here. Good Lord Almighty. Compliments of the 269 of Amy Grimmy, by the way.
Yeah, that one looked painful, to say the least.
Michael McDowell would be proud.
Well, let's give you the full finishing rundown here. Watson with the win, Begley in second, Trepsic in third. JJ Wang will finish in fourth, Henk-Jan Steneker in P5, Rebecca David in sixth, Amy Grimmy in seventh, Roald de Mulder in eighth, and AJ Coley then will finish back in the ninth position. We'll talk to the driver that took an awfully wild ride there after the checkers were out. Georgie Trepsic is up here in booth 200. First of all, congrats on the heat race win. Congrats on the podium here in the race as well. Pretty good afternoon for you.
Oh, that was really, really fun, especially the end. Taking 4 tyres and somehow just shove myself through the field and getting a bit lucky. Because it was a lot of work. A lot of work came back through the field after the first crash.
Yeah, it looked pretty difficult to keep this car in check here. I know there were a lot of talks of adjustments from the heat race to the feature. These tires looked particularly finicky around this circuit here as well. I mean, it's just and the wild racing to boot, just a wild race here at Charlotte.
If you can not burn your tyres, you win. But obviously, if you gain yellow and take all 4 tyres and somehow be aggressive, then you could win this race. I was so close. Just sometimes you win it, sometimes you don't. It's one of those deals, one of those racing deals again.
Matt, what do you got here?
Yeah, well, congrats on the race win and the podium here in the feature as well. It was awful fun to watch, and I'm glad that you said you were having fun, because sometimes these types of races can be a little bit frustrating, but it looked like everybody's having a good time out there.
Yeah, it just reminded me of old good races, or high-rock races where everybody's battling, and if you can make space and you tactically do it right, then you're going to succeed. And in a way that kind of worked in the first race where everybody got loose and crashed. But the second race, it was literally, get fresh tyres. I've got a massive advantage because your tyres die out after like 5-6 minutes. So if you can change tyres, then you could win the race. And very close. Very, very close. Definitely.
Well, it was great to get to talk to you here today. Again, nice work at Charlotte. But do you have anybody you want to shout out or say hi to?
Mission E. Family. I think so. Mission our community. Everybody turns up every Sunday. We'll have fun, and sometimes it gets a bit argy-bargy, but everybody loves it. It's a really, really, really good car. I wish more people drove it. So everybody who drives it, it's great driving me all. Definitely.
Yeah, we'll never complain about a little argy-bargy here up in the booth, that's for sure. But nice work out here on the track today. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you again here soon.
No problem. Thank you.
Now, first repeat winner in Mission O, it's James Watson back up in booth 200. Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be back.
That was a wild one, for sure. Fresh tires seemed to pay off at the end there, though.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous about that. Like, it's funny when the big wreck happened right there at the end. I got loose too, so I heard Sean go, "Whoa!" and I thought that he was saying it because I got loose. Then I looked in my mirror and saw that all hell had broken loose. So I knew tires were a thing, but when I took them and then saw how many stayed out and saw how little time we were gonna have, I'm like, uh-oh, I may have made a grave mistake. But thankfully, I had the tires did give enough of a pace advantage to where that, coupled with the fact that I had Sean's help on the outside, helped kind of push me far enough ahead, and then I was able to get back up and give Sean some draft to help him get back by and make it a TWR 1-2 there.
Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, congrats on the race win. I was going to kind of ask about your strategy after taking the tires. Obviously had quite a few, I think 3 or 4 drivers ahead of you that did not take tires and ended up staying out. Was that a conscious effort to get to the outside, or was that just kind of what you were given and you were going to give it a shot there? I mean, I wasn't sure how much the tires would really affect it. I mean, was that something you were pretty conscious of, that the outside would definitely work, or were you a little skeptical?
I didn't think it would work, honestly. The bottom has basically been where you want it to be the entire event. You know, I learned that the hard way in the heat. So I knew that I was going to be at a disadvantage having to try to go around the outside, but I was just hoping that there would be some sort of advantage in the fresh tires to where it would give me that little extra bit where I could get by, and thank God it was.
Well, good work as usual here. First driver to repeat here with Mission O. Congrats on the win. Shout outs as usual for you.
First of all, gotta shout out our boy on injury reserve, Nate. It's the first time I've actually got to give any sort of broadcast shout out to him since I've been having skill issues all week. Get well soon, buddy. Remember, we got the fundraiser race for Nate on turn 200 here this Tuesday. I'm wanting to call it the Great Nate Race. We haven't settled on if that's going to be the name yet, or if someone's come up with anything better. Check that out. Green flag at 9:30. Gotta thank Chris Graham of the National Racing Network, everyone at Team Watson Racing Setups. Use code Watson39 for 10% off at checkout. Martin Sports Sim Racing Apparel, Boomer Button Boxes, iFlag Racing Products. And keep in mind that TWRS, Martin Sports, Boomer Button Boxes, and iFlag will be donating prizes for the Great Nate Race too. So yeah, I hope to see as many people as possible on Tuesday.
We're looking forward to it. It should be a great race. It's obviously for a great cause, and Nate's a great guy. So we're excited and honored to be the ones to put that up for a streaming partner. And looking forward to some great racing on Tuesday nights. And congrats on all the great racing here today. Congrats on another win.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
So yeah, the Great Nate Race, that has a lot of staying power. That gets my vote for sure. We'll have to talk to Matt Short about that here in a bit. But Matt Williamson, any thoughts to close out the day?
Yeah, it was a good afternoon here. Really exciting stuff, both in the Mission R and, of course, here in the Mission O. Was you and I were very curious how this one was going to go. And I think it definitely lived up to expectations. So that's always good. It seemed like the drivers had a lot of fun with it as well. So, of course, want to shout out to the drivers that showed up here in the Mission O with the F1 race going on here in the United States. Appreciate the support. And Goodleaf is here in the chat, as always. Very much appreciate all the support from Goodleaf. It's been good having her in the Discord, mixing it up with everybody as well. So cheers to you and everybody else that was here watching. Very much appreciate it. And yeah, a lot of good stuff coming up this week, not only on Tuesday, but other days as well.
Yep, so it's IR18s in Michigan on Tuesday for the Great Nate race. We'll be taking donations for that. It all goes towards Nate Siefker's medical bills and recovery fund. So we'll have a great night on Tuesday night. Hope to see you there. ASTRL Sports Car Championship Wednesday night. GT3 and GT4 multi-class racing action at Road America. Then we've got the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series at Darlington on Thursday night. And then we're back here next Sunday afternoon with the Top Split Strength of Field broadcast for the Mission R Challenge from the Nürburgring. So that is what we got coming up here in the next 7 days. Excited to get more and more streaming back up here on the channel. By the end of the month, it'll be time, I believe, for the Venom Truck Series to be back here. So excited for everything that is to come. And excited to get Tuesday night underway here in just a couple of days. That's all we got for you here today. Thank you to everybody that was hanging out with us. Thank you to the Mission Art community. Thank you to the GOAT, the one and only Mr. Matt Williamson. Till we meet again from Charlotte Motor Speedway, I'm Tommy Cook saying congratulations to James Watson on his second career Mission O victory. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.